the night everything changed. The moment the story hit the internet, people stopped scrolling. This was not just another celebrity headline, not another random rumor floating around social media, and definitely not the kind of drama fans expected to see attached to Rihanna's name. According to early reports, shots were allegedly fired toward a property connected to Rihanna, while she and her family were believed to be nearby. And almost instantly, one question started spreading faster than the news itself. Was this just one disturbed individual acting alone? Or was there something much bigger hiding behind the smoke? Authorities identified the accused suspect as Ivana Lette Ortiz, a woman from Florida who, according to reports, had allegedly posted strange and troubling videos about Rihanna before the incident. That alone made the story feel unsettling. But then the internet did what the internet always does. It started digging, connecting names, timelines, old interviews, music industry rumors, and past relationships. Suddenly, the conversation was no longer only about the suspect. It became about power, silence, celebrity circles, and the kind of secrets people believe never come to light unless something shocking happens first. And then came the most explosive part. Unverified online claims began circulating that Jay-Z's name was being dragged into the conversation. Nothing official has confirmed those claims, and that must be made clear. But the fact that people were even asking those questions shows how intense the atmosphere around this story had become. Rihanna, once seen only as the victim of a terrifying moment, was now being discussed by some online voices as someone who might know more than the public realizes. So the real question is this: was this simply a dangerous obsession that finally crossed the line? Or did the incident accidentally open the door to something the industry never wanted discussed? Before we go deeper, tell us where you are watching from right now. If you believe this was just one person acting alone, comment 1. If you think there may be more behind the scenes, comment 2. And if you want more deep breakdowns on rapper drama, celebrity secrets, and music industry power moves, make sure you subscribe before this story gets even crazier. The suspect nobody expected. As more details surfaced, the focus quickly shifted toward Ivana Lette Ortiz, the woman accused in connection with the shooting incident. Reports described her as a 35-year-old woman from Orlando, Florida, who was taken into custody and later faced serious criminal charges. In court, she reportedly entered a not guilty plea, which legal analysts explained is common at the beginning of a major case. At that stage, defense attorneys usually need time to review evidence, speak with their client, and decide what legal direction the case may take. But what made this case different was not only the charge sheet, it was the online trail people claimed to have found before the incident ever happened. Videos allegedly connected to Ortiz began spreading across social media, and in those clips, viewers said she appeared fixated on Rihanna in a way that felt deeply personal and disturbing. She allegedly spoke as if Rihanna had some kind of spiritual connection to her life, her finances, and her struggles. To many people watching, it did not sound like ordinary celebrity criticism. It sounded like a fixation that had been building for some time. That is why the case immediately became more complicated in the public eye. Some people saw a clear story. A troubled person allegedly became obsessed with a superstar and then crossed a dangerous line. Others felt the timing, the names, and the surrounding rumors were too strange to ignore. The public wanted answers, but the more they looked, the more confusing the picture became. Law enforcement reportedly suggested that mental health may become a major factor in the case. Legal experts also discussed the possibility that a defense could later involve questions about the suspect's state of mind. But even with that explanation on the table, fans were still asking why Rihanna was targeted in such a frightening way. And that is where the story started splitting into two paths. One path led to the suspect, her alleged obsession, and the legal process. The other path led straight into the darker corners of music industry rumor culture. When the internet started connecting names, at first, the public conversation was simple. Rihanna had allegedly been targeted, a suspect had been arrested, and authorities were building their case. But within hours, the story began transforming into something much larger. Clips, old interviews, blind items, and conspiracy-style posts began moving across social platforms. Suddenly, people were not just talking about Ivana Ortiz. They were talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy, Roc Nation, old contracts, and the private machinery of the entertainment industry. To be clear, none of the most extreme claims being shared online have been officially confirmed, but the speed at which those theories spread says something about how many people already believe there are hidden layers inside the music business. The industry has always had stories about control, loyalty, pressure, and silence. So when Rihanna's name became connected to a frightening real-world incident, people immediately started wondering whether this was only about one woman's alleged fixation, or whether the public was seeing the edge of a much deeper story. One rumor that gained attention claimed there was some kind of secret interrogation footage connected to the case. Another suggested that someone involved was allegedly pointing fingers at powerful people. Again, these remain unverified claims, not proven facts. But online audiences were hooked because the story carried every ingredient of a viral storm. A global superstar, a violent scare, a suspect with strange alleged videos, and powerful industry names being mentioned by people online. The most important question became, why Rihanna? Out of all the celebrities in the world, why did this suspect allegedly focus on her? Was it random obsession? Was it celebrity worship gone wrong? Or did the internet simply take a disturbing criminal case and build a much bigger theory around it? Either way, the story had already moved beyond a police report. It had become a battle over interpretation. And once the public starts interpreting, the narrative becomes almost impossible to control. Rihanna's past with the industry comes back up. Whenever a shocking incident involves a superstar, the internet does not only look at the present, it goes backward. And in Rihanna's case, people began revisiting her earliest days in the music industry, especially her relationship with powerful executives who helped launch her career. One old interview resurfaced where Rihanna spoke about auditioning for Jay-Z and signing her deal. In that story, she described being nervous, singing for him, and hearing a line that fans have repeated for years. There were two ways to leave: through the door with the deal signed, or through the window. For years, some people treated that story as a dramatic industry legend, almost like a joke about how badly the label wanted her. But when this new incident happened, the tone around that old clip changed. Suddenly, fans were looking at it through a different lens. They started asking whether young artists fully understand the power dynamics they are entering when major executives control access, contracts, branding, money, and exposure. Nothing in that old story proves wrongdoing. But it reminded people that Rihanna entered the business as a young artist surrounded by adults with far more power than she had. That context became important because the internet was already questioning whether Rihanna had ever been pressured, controlled, or placed in uncomfortable situations behind the scenes. Then came more discussion about old rumors involving publicity stunts, alleged industry tension, and stories about Rihanna being positioned against other major artists. One former publicist had previously admitted to creating a fake rumor years ago to help promote Rihanna's early career. That admission made people even more suspicious because it proved that manufactured drama had existed around her image before. So now fans were asking, if one rumor was admitted to be fake, how many other stories from that era were shaped, pushed, or hidden by people behind closed doors? And once that question entered the room, the entire Rihanna timeline started looking different to the public. The Beyoncé and Rihanna conversation. The moment Beyoncé's name entered the conversation, the story became even more sensitive. For years, fans have debated whether there was real tension between Beyoncé and Rihanna, or whether the internet simply created a rivalry between two powerful women. In public, neither artist has confirmed the kind of feud that gossip pages love to describe. But that has not stopped fans from studying every award show, every photo, every business move, and every release date like evidence in a courtroom. One topic that resurfaced was Rihanna's album rollout during the Tidal era. Online discussions claimed that Rihanna's project faced complications, while Beyoncé's release received massive attention. Some fans believed the timing was strange. Others argued it was just normal music business competition. But because Tidal was connected to major industry power players, including Jay-Z, the conversation quickly became more heated. Again, none of this proves that Beyoncé or Jay-Z did anything improper. But in online drama culture, perception often becomes more powerful than proof. People started saying that Rihanna had been placed in an unfair position, that her music momentum had been affected, and that she may have had reasons to distance herself from certain circles. What makes this part of the story so powerful is that it taps into something fans already understand. The music industry is not only about talent, it is about timing, ownership, platforms, relationships, and influence. A release date can change an artist's numbers. A leaked album can shift a career moment. A platform push can decide who dominates the conversation and who gets buried. So when fans connected Rihanna's past career battles to the recent alleged attack, the whole story became more emotionally charged. It was no longer just about one terrifying night. It became about whether Rihanna had spent years navigating quiet industry pressure while the public only saw the glamorous version. Why Jay-Z's name became the center of online rumors. The reason Jay-Z's name became central to the online conversation is not because authorities confirmed his involvement. They did not. His name became central because fans and commentators began linking different pieces of old music industry gossip together. Some pointed to his early role in Rihanna's career. Others brought up his business influence. Some mentioned long-running rumors about powerful circles in entertainment. And once people started talking about possible federal attention on celebrity networks, the story exploded into a full-scale online debate. There were even rumors that investigators were quietly looking into broader industry issues, with some people using terms like RICO in social media posts. But it is important to slow down here. Online speculation is not the same as a legal case. A rumor going viral does not mean a charge exists. A name trending does not mean evidence has been presented. Still, the public response shows how much distrust now exists towards celebrity power structures. Jay-Z has built an empire that stretches far beyond music. He is not just a rapper. He is a businessman, a label figure, a cultural architect, and one of the most influential names in hip-hop history. That kind of power naturally creates admiration, but it also creates suspicion. When someone stays at the top for decades while people around the industry face scandals, lawsuits, arrests, or public downfall, audiences start asking how much one person knows and how much one person controls. That is why Rihanna's situation became such a magnet for theories. She is not a small artist. She is one of the biggest entertainers in the world, a billionaire businesswoman, and someone who moved from music into fashion, beauty, and global influence. If someone like her is allegedly targeted, people assume the motive cannot be simple. But the dangerous part is this. When fear, celebrity, and rumor mix together, the truth can become harder to see. And that is exactly what happened here. The mental health question and the public's doubt. As legal experts discussed the case, one major issue kept coming up: mental health. Reports suggested that the suspect's behavior before the alleged shooting may play a major role in how the case develops. If the defense argues that she was not fully aware of her actions or could not understand the consequences, the entire legal process could shift. That does not erase the fear Rihanna and her family may have felt, but it could affect how the court interprets motive, responsibility, and punishment. For some viewers, that explanation made sense. The alleged videos connected to the suspect appeared confusing and emotionally unstable to many people online. Her statements about Rihanna, money, spirits, and personal struggles sounded less like a calculated industry plot and more like someone spiraling into a dangerous fixation. From that angle, the story is tragic, frightening, and deeply human. But for others, the mental health explanation did not answer everything. They still wondered why the incident happened at that specific location, why Rihanna became the focus, and why so many industry rumors seemed to surface at the same time. That doubt is what kept the story alive. People were not satisfied with one clean explanation because the internet had already seen too many names and theories attached to it. This is where the public has to be careful. It is possible for a person to act alone and still create massive fear. It is also possible for online communities to overconnect unrelated events because they want a bigger story. But it is equally true that the entertainment industry has a long history of secrets, control, and image management. That history is why fans do not always trust the official version right away. So now the story sits in an uncomfortable space, part criminal case, part celebrity mystery, part public distrust. And that combination is exactly why people cannot stop talking about it. Rihanna's silence speaks loudly. One of the most powerful parts of this story is what Rihanna has not said. While social media argues, commentators speculate, and fans dig through old clips, Rihanna has remained largely quiet in the public conversation. And sometimes, silence creates even more noise than a statement. People start asking whether she is protecting her peace, protecting her family, waiting for the legal process, or choosing not to feed a situation that has already become dangerously chaotic online. Rihanna's image has always been built on strength. She does not move like someone desperate for attention. She built a music career, shifted into business, became a mother, and created a brand that made her one of the most powerful women in entertainment. That is why fans react so strongly when they believe she may have been threatened. To them, Rihanna represents independence. So the idea that anyone would try to intimidate or harm her feels personal. But her silence also makes room for other people to control the conversation. Every hour she does not speak, someone else fills the gap. One creator claims it was a setup, another says it was mental illness, Another says Jay-Z's name should not even be mentioned. Another says people need to look deeper. And before long, the story becomes less about Rihanna's experience and more about everyone else's theory. That is the danger of viral celebrity drama. The person at the center can become almost invisible while the narrative grows around them. Rihanna may simply want safety, privacy, and justice through the proper legal process. But the internet wants clues, villains, patterns, and shocking reveals. And maybe that is the most uncomfortable truth in this entire situation. The public says it wants answers, but sometimes it also wants entertainment. Rihanna's real life became the foundation for a massive online mystery. And whether the theories are true or not, the emotional impact is real. The story that refuses to disappear. By the time this story reached its 9th layer, it was no longer just about an alleged shooting. It had become a reflection of how modern celebrity scandals work. A frightening incident happens. Police release basic facts. A suspect is named. Then social media takes over, pulling in old interviews, past rumors, rivalries, business deals, leaked album stories, and every powerful name even remotely connected to the star at the center. In Rihanna's case, that process created a storm. Ivana Lette Ortiz became the legal focus. Jay-Z became the center of unverified online speculation. Beyoncé was dragged into old fan debates. Diddy's name appeared in broader industry conversations. As soon as possible, Rocky became part of the emotional stakes because Rihanna's family life was involved, and Rihanna herself became both victim and symbol. A woman people believe may have survived more pressure than the public ever knew. But the truth still matters. Allegations are not evidence. Viral posts are not court documents. Fan theories are not official finding. What is confirmed is that a serious case exists. A suspect faces major charges, and Rihanna's safety became a public concern. Everything beyond that must be handled carefully. Still, the reason this story refuses to disappear is simple. People do not trust the surface anymore. They believe the music industry protects powerful people, buries uncomfortable stories, and uses image control to keep fans from seeing what is really happening. Whether that belief is fair in this case or not, it explains why every new detail feels explosive. So now everyone is waiting to see what the court reveals, waiting to see whether Rihanna speaks, waiting to see whether the internet's theories collapse or grow stronger. Because once a story reaches this level, it does not vanish overnight. It lingers, it mutates, and it keeps pulling people back with one haunting question. Was this truly random, or did one terrifying incident expose a much deeper fear inside the entertainment world? What this story really teaches us. At the end of all this, one thing is clear. The Rihanna situation is bigger than a headline, bigger than one viral rumor, and bigger than the names people keep throwing around online. It shows how fast fear, fame, speculation, and distrust can collide in the modern entertainment world. One alleged incident can turn into a nationwide conversation within hours. One suspect's name can become a symbol of obsession. One superstar's silence can create 1,000 theories. And one industry rumor can pull powerful names into a storm before any official evidence is ever presented. But this is where the story needs balance. Fans have every right to ask questions. They have every right to care about Rihanna's safety, her family, and the strange details surrounding the case. At the same time, the public must remember that justice does not move at the speed of social media. Courts need evidence. Investigators need facts. Families need peace. And celebrities, no matter how famous they are still human beings who deserve safety before entertainment. Strategically, this situation also reveals something important about the music business. The biggest stars are not just artists anymore. They are brands, companies, cultural forces, and targets. Their fame brings money, influence, and opportunity, but it also brings pressure, obsession, and danger. Rihanna built herself into one of the most powerful women in entertainment, and that level of visibility can attract both admiration and unwanted attention. That is why security, privacy, mental health awareness, and responsible reporting matter more than ever. The biggest lesson is simple. Do not let rumors replace truth. Do not turn real fear into careless entertainment. And do not allow online drama to erase the human side of the story. If someone is struggling mentally, they need help before things reach a dangerous point. If a family is threatened, they deserve protection. And if powerful people are ever truly involved in wrongdoing, then the truth should come through evidence, not just viral noise. So as this story continues, the best thing fans can do is watch carefully, think critically, and choose peace over chaos. Support the truth, but do not spread claims as facts before they are proven. If you want more deep breakdowns like this, Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who follows hip-hop and celebrity news. And before you leave, comment 1 if you believe this was mainly about obsession. Comment 2 if you think the industry has deeper secrets. And comment where you are watching from right now.